Welcome to Readable English, where students learn to read fast. At Readable English, we recently created a presentation with Ed Webb that explains 4 actions to accelerate reading this school year: assessment, performance, action, and progress monitoring. The following video is part 1, assessment. Please watch as Tammy Miller, our Chief Academic Advisor, explains how you can assess your students' reading progress. And please remember to subscribe to our channel for more video updates.
And I want to get back to our 4 action steps. So the first action step is assessment. And to handle the academic portion of this continuing education program, we're going to have Tammy Miller talk to us about assessment. Here you go, Tammy.
Thank you so much, Rita. First thing I want to ask is, do we have any literacy warriors on this call today? Those of you who are tried and true, making sure our kids are able to read, I just want to thank you for your hard work, especially last year and getting into this year. It's been a rough time. You are all my heroes, and I feel like our educators are working so hard right now. On this call, you have met the right people. We are literacy warriors, and we are here because we want to share with you the expertise that we've developed and learned, sometimes the hard way, how we can get down to really getting our kids to be able to read at grade level. We have a crisis in this country with reading. In fact, about 65% of our students in 4th and 8th grade, according to our NAEP data, are not able to read proficiently at grade level. So we have to attack this with certainty and with urgency. So let's jump into this first action. The first action step is to consider the assessments that you're giving and the assessment data points that result from those. The 3 most critical assessments that you could focus on would be your words correct per minute, the accuracy rate, and comprehension scores. Those 3 types of assessment are the most critical to getting a true picture of where your students are performing. So the first one, words correct per minute, this is your oral reading fluency, and you are getting a cold read. This means we want to be able to see where students are performing without practice and looking at a passage that they haven't seen previously. This tells you, or is the fastest way to get a picture of how close they are to their independent reading level. Once you know their independent reading level, then you're able to make a determination about how far away they are from where they should be at grade level. So the words correct per minute is a really powerful instructional tool that helps us determine quickly where kids are. And here you see the formula. The total words read minus the errors gives us the words read correctly. Words correct per minute. Now, remember, it's not a speed test. It's not a speed reading test. Even though some of your students might think so, we want to encourage kids to do their best reading. So that's our first data point, words correct per minute. The second data point is the accuracy rate. And sometimes this is overlooked. Sometimes we just really focus on that words correct per minute, but we also need to be looking at the accuracy rate. The accuracy rate is actually derived from the words correct per minute. It's this rate of accuracy that needs to be at least between 90 and 94%. And that may seem high to you, but the research supports this. And if we have students that are not in that range, then it probably is going to lead to a comprehension problem. So while we're looking at the words correct per minute, we want to simultaneously compare that with the accuracy rate to make sure that we're not getting a skewed perception of the student's performance. So this accuracy rate then leads right into the third data point. Or wait, let's go back and look at how you calculate that formula. So look at the bottom there. It shows you total words read minus total errors divided by total words read times 100. So the accuracy rate is reported as a percentage, right? And that's why it's the multiplication times 100. And then you see an example at the bottom. So this example, the 91.9% accuracy rate, that would fall within that acceptable range of 90 to 94%. That lets us know, okay, that's a good accuracy rate. So we can move forward with this student knowing that they're pretty solid. Then our third data point is going to be with comprehension. When we look at comprehension, we know that this is the purpose of reading, right? We all know that we're getting our kids reading so that they can comprehend, they can have productive lives as citizens, and then go out into the workforce and make a difference and really feel like they're contributing. And we often find that this is the problem with some of our students not being able to get to that point where they can either graduate high school or be productive. It's the comprehension piece. They have to be able to not only decode, have the phonemic awareness, phonological awareness, but we want them to make the connections to what they've read, what they already know, and we want them to think deeply about what they've been reading. When you're thinking about comprehension, you have to be aware of the submarine effect. So let's pretend that my arm is like the surface of the water or comprehension, and we have a submarine down here below the surface level. And what we want to consider is the fact that when we get back some of our data and we look at that comprehension score, the conversations begin around comprehension because it's so critical. But depending on the grade level of the child, particularly if they're at third grade or above, we don't get a lot of data other than comprehension. And if it's low or even a 0, we begin to talk about, well, they can't comprehend. They don't have good comprehension skills. So the problem with that is, in fact, if they don't have good decoding skills, then they have a very low word accuracy rate. And if they don't have good word accuracy, they have low word volume. So the number of words that we have in our long-term memory that we can recall with automaticity, not sounding them out, that's our word volume. The word volume contributes to our comprehension. So if we aren't able to comprehend well, more than likely we have a word volume problem. And let me ask you, how many of you have ever read something to a student out loud and they can actually answer all of your questions that you ask them about what you've read? That might not happen 100% of the time, but it happens frequently. And that's the easiest way to determine, is the problem truly comprehension, or is the problem that they don't have high word accuracy and therefore they have a low word volume?
Thank you for watching our presentation. We have 3 more parts to this webinar on our YouTube channel. And visit readableenglish.com to request a demo and find more information on our accelerated reading program. Thank you for watching our presentation. We have 3 more parts to this webinar on our YouTube channel. And visit readableenglish.com to request a demo and find more information on our accelerated reading program.